All right, we're about to get underway right here with No Limit Racing from Daytona. 52 laps is how we're looking at it today. Appreciate everybody out there on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, all those wonderful channels out there where we are streaming to. Reminder to everybody to, of course, and always, go to NoLimitRacing.net and check out all of what is going on there. If you want to join the league, there's the opportunity to do it. Also, go to our Facebook page. Just search No Limit Racing in your Facebook search bar. And, of course, and always, go to our YouTube page, or if you're on YouTube right now, click a like and a subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that way you can see what is going on when we're streaming. And our season gets underway next week on the 18th. And we will be streaming every Monday evening. After that, take a look at the grid real quick as you see Cody Cox right there. Cody Cox is going to be your pole sitter with Steven Evasius. He's going to be on the outside of number 2. Hank Caston inside row 2 with Kyle Hobbs on the outside in the number 38. Matthew Jorgensen is going to be inside row 3 in that number 19. Anthony Thitchner outside of him. The number 63 with Eric Sullivan is going to be inside row 4 with Mac Nelson on the outside of there. The 85 of Casey Knighton is going to be first car on the 5th row. Evan Keese on the outside of him. Art Milne is going to be in the number 15 with Corey Doss sitting on the outside. Kyle Munson, Brian Bartlett, row 7. Dean Quayle is going to be in number 17. Ben Carver outside in the number 28. And we are going green flag racing right here at Daytona as our leaders get a nice jump on the start right there. You'll see the rest of the cycle as they get underway. You can look at the relative screen at the very top. A lot of exciting new features coming very shortly as the 54 leads the pack. They are lined up quite nicely on the inside, 54-5, and Hank Caston's going to be pushing his way with that 54, going to make that inside line stick. Daytona is one of the most favorite tracks that these guys like to run with these ARCA series Chevy Malibus. Usually a top speed of right around 194, 195 miles an hour when they are in the draft. In this race, what we were doing before, or what they were doing before, they had what they call basically fast fixes. This race is set up so that way the league, basically with league settings, so there are no fast fixes. If they wreck, they've got to sit, they've got to get it fixed. 54-5, nice 1-2 push from the front as Matt Jorgensen in the 19 is right behind him. The 88, Steven Evasius, is going to be in the first car, 4th row down, as the 23 tries to make a nice push. We're in a high line, Anthony Thitchner. He's got a little bit of help on the outside line. As that number 6 car tries to give him a nice little shove. These cars work very well 2 and 3 tangled, or entangled a little bit, but as things progress throughout the race, you'll start seeing the packs kind of switch a little bit. But we are under caution right now. Let's go back and take a look and see what happened. As it looks like C.J. Anderson and Brian Wirtz were involved there. C.J. Anderson looks like he got up into the wall just a little bit there and took out the 82, the 20 coming off the track there as the first caution of the day waves on lap 3. So Brian Wirtz goes to the pit stalls. CJ Anderson goes to the pit stalls, and we will be back to green flag racing in just a little bit. As we try to catch up with our leader, the number 54 of Cody Cox, with the number 5 of Hank Caston right behind him. Everybody catches up with the pace car on the backstretch. We'll see if anybody goes to pit road. Pretty sure that it's still a little bit too early for any of our leaders to hit pit road, but we will see what happens as we come down the backstretch following the pace truck. Big giant thank you to everybody out there, of course, for streaming. If you're on Twitch, make sure you go down to the bottom. There's a big donate button right there. Everything that I bring in, I donate to a local cause. In my neck of the woods, which is a Wonderland Camp, they are celebrating 50 years of being in service to the community. They are a not-for-profit special needs summer camp, and my goal is to raise enough funds for us to be able to provide 2 iRacing sim rigs to their camp for next year. Because of the COVID-19, they had to basically suspend summer camp this year. I think they're going to have a late summer little get-together, but their summer camp operations are not happening this year, from what I've read. But that just that's how things go when this COVID-19 took over. iRacing became very popular. So, but if you are not a member of iRacing, make sure you go to iRacing.com. Check out all of the packages and monthly subscriptions. It's a great little platform. These guys are, some are new, some are not, but they've been around the league, and they had to apply to the league and get in, so they had those nice tryouts. If you want to know a little bit about our drivers, you can always go to the NoLimitRacing.net, and you can check out some of the people, some of the information that's on there. As we get underway and everything starts to unfold, we will try to make sure that we get back with one of our drivers here very shortly. But everybody's still kind of unwinding right now, so we'll let them be. And here in about 2 laps, we're going to go back to green flag racing. I'm going to take a vocal break. I'll be right back with you. Shaking big, Brandon. I see you out there cheering on Matt Jorgensen. And Gene, this is not only through Facebook, but it's simulcasted through Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. You can go and search No Limit Racing on YouTube, and you will find our live event that is going on right now. Crescent Rose, I appreciate you. 77. If he could hear you right now, he would say hello, and the 74 as well. Appreciate you guys out there watching. Still a lot of racing left to do as we are 7 laps complete of 52. Lights on the pace truck are off, and we're going to go green flag racing very, very shortly. Alrighty, the pace truck's about to hit pit road. Still lines out the same. Cody Cox in the 54 is your leader currently on the inside row with Hank Cast on the outside. The 23 of Thatcher and Jorgensen right behind it, but we are back to green flag racing as we hit the stripe with the 54. Cody Cox still leading the inside line with the 5 of Hank Cast on the outside. Settling nice and easy as the 23 comes up just a little bit side draft from the 5 as they go around turn 1 into turn 2. The 5 of Hank Caston was very good at Daytona last week, pulling out a win over there in that race. But needing a little bit of help right now as we are still green flag racing. A little bobbing and weaving there in the back of the pack. But Hank Caston looking for a little help with the 23. Going to use that high line with the 46 right behind them. And getting ready to come to the front stretch. Everybody's still trying to settle in, but the 54 and the 19, that little duo is losing a little bit of ground to the 5 of Hank Caston with that little trio on the top row. Hank tries to slide down just a little bit to disrupt the 54's momentum, but the 54 a little stronger on the bottom as the 5, 23, and 19 on that top are trying to add a little bit extra pressure. 54, but Cody Cox doing a great job to maintain, but the 5 looks like he's going to try to take that high line pack and scoot him on down in front of everybody. If you can make the high line stick at Daytona, you can run some fast laps and you can keep up with that low line. You just got to make sure that you're not bobbing and weaving. Little unsettled driving, but for the most part, everybody's still upright. 5:23, the 54 and the 19 trying to make it interesting on each other as they are side by side to the backstretch. 54 a little bit of an edge. The Cody Cox as they come into turn 3 and turn 4, 2 by 2 from 1 on back. They come to the front stretch and we'll see how they scored at the line as the 5, Hank Caston, looks like he's about a car length ahead of the 54. Getting a nice push from the 23 as the 46 settles in right behind, trying to make that high line continue to work for the 5, 23, and 46. That 3-car tandem seems to be keeping up with the pack very, very nicely in the front. 54, 19 still running each other as they are 2 by 2 on the inside line, the 54 and the 19. Followed up by the 6 and 20 the 88 of Stephen Avasius. Big shout out to, of course, our race control up there, Sean Morissette. He's the guy pushing all the buttons, making sure that everybody maintains what they're supposed to. And he's the guy throwing the flags for you as a 5 dives down in front of the 54. So Hank Caston leads in front of Cody Cox on the inside line on lap 12. Knows that he's a little bit faster. So we'll see what happens with the 23 and see if we're just going to play a game of leapfrog as the 23 makes the inside line work for him. Anthony Fitchner has the 46 of Evan Keese on the outside. Mac Nelson in the 77 up there in the mix now. He was 17th, and now he is up to 11th. So he is moving and shaking just a little bit as the smaller pack that was in the back now catches back up to our leaders. The 5 of Hank Caston gets a little separation from the 54 of Cody Cox as the 23 takes the lead. Coming on the backstretch, getting a nice shove by the 46. As the 46 dives down in front of Hank Caston on the inside line, leaving the 23 kind of up there with nowhere to go, with no help behind him. And now the 46 of Evan Keese leads lap 13 here at Daytona with an Element iRacing ARCA series. A little bit about these ARCA race cars. If you don't remember from back in the day, they back in the 90s, late. Apologize about that. I have dogs, and they decided they were going to get excited. The 46 of Evan Keese now leading in front of Hank Caston as Anthony Fitchner rides that 23 on the outside in that Mountain Dew Chevy. Like we were saying, these Chevy Malibus, they have a very, very loose rear end, so you can't really bump draft like what you see on television with these newer vehicles, or these newer Gen 6 cars that they have out there. So whenever I say that they're hooking up 2x2, they are literally feet apart from each other, sometimes inches apart from each other, but they do not touch. If they touch, then they're going around, and that's what we saw earlier when the 20 looked like he had gotten into the wall. Lap 15 underway right here at Virtual Daytona with an Element ARCA series as the 46 holds a nice, comfortable inside lead with the 23 trying to add some pressure coming to the front stretch as they hit the start-finish line, getting ready to go into turn 1. Lap traffic above as everybody's 2x2x2. The number 82 up there trying to stay out of everybody's way. Let's see, make sure that nothing happens there as we have somebody that disappeared, the number 17, disappearing off the track just a little bit. Nice little area coverage there as now the 82 is going to try to settle in line as the 13 was in and out there for just a little bit. Nice comfortable lead for the 46. A nice job by everybody swallowing up that lap traffic very, very easily as we complete lap 16 here at Virtual Daytona. A little information about our leader right now. Started 10th. Currently has the second fastest lap over Corey Dawson, the number 9. Definitely trying to make sure that he keeps that lead from everybody as we are still 2x2 racing from second on back. Your top 5 so far as things are still underway under lap 17 here at Virtual Daytona. Evan Keese in the number 1 position, Hank Caston, Anthony Fitchner, looks like Corey Doss, and Cody Cox is going to be up there. Relatives are a little bit off on that, but Still not a big deal as the 23 uses a little side draft, trying to gain some momentum on that outside line as he gets down to the rear quarter panel right there on the 46 of Evan Keese, but doesn't quite have the momentum with the 9 as they enter the front stretch. You see how tightly compacted that 5 is of Hank Kasten under the 46. He's a little bit more controlled when it comes to giving what they call that push or that arrow push to him, to the 46. So they are staying, but everybody kind of dives down just a little bit, jockeying for position as that Budweiser 88 gets a little bit low to get some air on the front, on the nose of that vehicle. Little bob and weave as everybody comes to the front stretch, crosses start-finish line, and Evan Keese leads another lap right here at Virtual Daytona. Green flag racing is still underway as they start lap 20. A little bit of the back of the pack still starting to split up, but everybody's still running 2x2 from the front on back. I told Dean I would do this. I'm going to make sure I give Dean a shout out. His kids love hearing him, hearing that he is playing or on here driving and competing for some top spots. So Dean Qualey in that number 17. And what we'll go ahead and do, we're going to go ahead and ride along with Dean and see what it looks like from his point of view on riding shotgun. As 20 laps are complete on the backstretch, Dean sitting comfortably in 8th position behind the 49, giving an outside line just a little bit of push. Still trying to make it stick. Currently 9th as they come to the start-finish line. Taking a look at the inside of the 19 right there is the 49, and the 9 in front of him try to will the 23 of Fitchner in front of the 46 of Keese. But Keese still carrying very, very nicely. Everybody's settled in right here as we are still underway right here at Virtual Daytona. Vex 52 lap race. If they continue to go to green the rest of the time, they will be. It's roughly around 51 seconds a lap if they stay green. Now, if we get a caution, it takes about 12.5 minutes per caution. That's 5 caution laps. So usually it takes that. Usually it takes roughly about an hour and a half if everything runs stream. Bradley, we appreciate you watching there on Facebook, though. And we appreciate also that you give us nice shout-outs there on Everything iRacing and all over Facebook. So it's a shame you can't be racing right now, but at the same time, we look forward to when you do get the opportunity to race. Elrod, I see you out there as you are cheering on the 14. As we take a look at our leader, the 23 starts to gain some ground on that outside line as he leads that lap over the 46. Starting to get a little extra formation moving. The 54 and the 19 seem to be doing well on the inside line as the 5 settles in with the 46. 2x2 from the front as the 46 comes to the front stretch. Side by side, the 46-23, it looks like the 46 is going to lead this lap as we have 24 laps complete right here at Virtual Daytona. Lap traffic down on the bottom as they come around with the 20 leaving pit road. .46, 23, 5, 9, 54, your top 5 so far as we are about to complete 25 laps at Virtual Daytona. Not much has changed in the last few laps. Everybody's still running pretty decent times. The best lap of the day is 45.513, run by Corey Doss, as we still continue to run it down. Someone you don't see out there is the league leader, league sponsor, league manager, moderator, whatever you want to call him. I had to ask him the other day what his how to pronounce his name, because it's something I didn't want to mess up anymore, because I kept calling him Brandon F. It's Brandon Frontal. He is the guy that is behind the scenes making everything work. Big shout out to also our moderators and web designer out there, the guy that set up our website. I'll have to get his information and make sure I definitely give him a big shout out, as the 46 leads inside pack on the back stretch. Is a little side draft from him as he kind of scoots up a little bit to take a little momentum off the 23. Still side by side racing as we are over halfway. You're going to start to see a little bit about that tire wear and what is going to need to happen. I do believe that everybody's going to have to pit at least once before this thing is all said and done. So if no caution happens, you're going to see some green flag races. I believe that's how I said over there, Vex. Minimum donation of 5. Yeah, it's because I have to pay fees and taxes. I appreciate everybody doing that. If you're going to do it, no obligation though. This is done by my own good graces, and we've got a lot of things that are being set up right now. I've got some new intro screens, some hype videos that are coming out. So we're going to have a lot of good things that are going to be interactive as well. Working on a little piece of software that maybe you might be able to ride along with your driver. I've been working with another programmer about doing that. So some things in the works, but as we get underway, we're going to make sure that we're at least broadcasting your favorite drivers right here on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube all the time as the number 9 comes down. And we do have a big wreck on the backstretch. Under caution is at lap 29 with the 46 leading. Go back and take a look at what happened there. Take a look at what happened there as number 9 comes up. This is a replay of what just happened. Gets down a little bit, comes down into the 54, and that basically kind of takes everybody out right there. Everybody was running very well, so you're going to see a lot of pit stops right now as we are under caution. Lap 30 complete here at Daytona as everybody is trying to catch back up with the pace truck. There's the 23 of Anthony Thitchner. Evan Keese in the 46 is your leader currently right now. I appreciate you, Crescent Rose. I'm very, very happy that you're enjoying it as everybody's meeting up with the pace truck. Starting to check up on the backstretch. You're going to see everybody start to take tires as they're going to need that extra little boost going the next 22 laps. As we're about to see everybody drive on pit road, we're going to take a look at pit stops in just a moment. So far, race summary right now, currently the leader is not J.P. Smith. The leader is Evan Keefs, 30 laps complete. 7 lead changes, 2 cautions so far. Take you back to the pit overlay as our leader hits pit road. Oh, everybody's already hit pit road. I'm just behind everybody. Apologize about that. Sometimes even I make mistakes. So, Evan Keefs is going to be your leader off pit road. Thitchner is second. He's going to be starting the outside lane with Hank Caston in the number 3rd spot. He wins 3rd off pit road. 49 of Bird. It looks like he took 2 tires. You see the relative screens right there. If it's 10 seconds or less, they took 2 tires. Looks like Dean Quayle out there, he might have just taken fuel only. And then 4-tire pit stop for Hank Caston. 4 tires for Bartlett with a little damage repair, it looks like, in the number 6. And then Nelson 4 tires. Paben 4 tires. Evasius 4 tires. And Singleton lines out the top 10 off pit road. New sponsors coming up very soon as well, so we're going to work all those things out. And if you want to sponsor, make sure you go onto our website. NoLimitRacing.net. When you get over there, then make sure that you find that contact page right there, and shoot us over your information. They've got some information on sponsorships and how you can get your name out here to be broadcasted as well. If you do not have a radio ad or if you do not have a television ad, then they'll get a hold of me and we will hook you up. And of course, No Limit Racing on Facebook. Like, share, send all that stuff out to everybody, all of your friends and family. Let them know that you're watching one of the most popular things on the web right now, thanks in part by some of the bigger series like NASCAR, Formula One, and some of the modified series out there, the Whelen Modified Series. So you got some dirt track racing coming on as well. And, of course, go on YouTube and like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/JLfollow. Soon to be Signature Media on Twitch. Had to change some handles, and you've got to make sure that you do it within 30 days, and didn't do that. So take a look at how things are lining up so far, as Evan Keefs is your leader currently. The number 13 is your lucky dog, and your free pass car is, looks like that Monster Energy car right there. Didn't collect the number. Apologize about that. All right, so the 46 is lining up right there behind the pace car. Lights are off. We're going to go green on the next lap. Taking a vocal break for you for just a moment. I'll be right back with you. This is Jason with No Limit Racing ARCA at Virtual Daytona. It's been interesting, 2 caution laps so far. A look from the 77 as requested. Mac Nelson there sitting in 10th position right behind the 63. We're going to take a look at what it looks like from his point of view when this thing goes back to green as the pace truck leaves the pit road. See the bank right here as he slides right down into the 63. He's going to get real close to that bumper. As they get up to speed coming around the corner, he is in 4th gear. Comes down, touches that yellow line just a little bit. And we are side-by-side racing once again back. As 33 laps complete, lap 34 has started right here at Virtual Daytona with the No Limit ARCA Series. If they could hear you out there, Vex, they would be enjoying it. Single file racing as everybody kind of just falls into place with the 34 up high. Let's ride along with our leader. Or pretty close to our leader. What was our leader right there is the 46. Evan Keese gets passed by Hank Kasten. Sitchner, the 23 on the outside, trying to get some momentum as he rolls forward down the upper line. The 46 giving a nice push to the 5. And a good look overhead of how this thing unfolds. The distance in between everybody. As lap traffic to be contended with. As everybody dives to the inside. High goes the 82. As the 9 dives into the inside and clips the 82. Both getting to the wall just a little bit. No caution. As the 5, 46, 23, 49 are side by side coming to the front stretch. The 88 giving a little pressure on the upper line, leaving the inside line with just those 2 cars. The 3 of Jose Pavon, he is adding some pressure to the inside, trying to get a little bit of that draft, side draft for the 49, trying to take a little pressure off of that 46. Continuous racing as we are still underway. Look from the rear bumper of your leader, Hank Kasten, with the 23 behind him of Anthony Fitchner. I'm sorry, the 46 of Evan Keese. You see those cars and how they kind of ride real low. And that hard bank as we are continuing to get underway right here at Virtual Daytona. Elrod, I hear you out there. This is 14. I don't mind taking requests out there as long as it's in the benefit. There's a little bit of glitch going on right there, right along with Jake Elrod in the 14 in 23rd position, trying to keep up with the pack as we are still green flag racing. Lap 37 complete. Sorry, 37 complete. I thought I was off there just a little bit. And let's catch back up with the front of the pack real quick. A little overhead view of your favorite driver right there, Elrod, as we are still green flag racing right here at Virtual Daytona with Hank Kasten still leading over the 46 and the 23. The 3 up in the mix now, 49. The 77 is shaking and baking up there, as we called it earlier. The 88 running the 3rd spot inside line right there. So 5, 23, 46, 49, 3, 8, 63, 28, 77. That's your top 9 right now. As we are still green flag racing, 196 miles an hour as they hit the backstretch, the middle of the backstretch, getting ready to come in. 202 miles an hour top speed as they enter the corner. 195 for Hank Kasten. High speeds, high racing A lot of draft, a lot of push. The 23 trying to make it interesting as there is a little side draft right there. Lap 40 underway right here at Virtual Daytona. As the lap traffic is about to be contended with. Thitchner taking a little bit of the lead, and there's a push right there as the 46 goes all the way off the track. No caution. The 23 still leading, and now a giant pile up. As you see everybody kind of dodging and weaving, glitching, and all kinds of stuff there. There was no way to keep up with that. We'll go back and take a look and see what happened. 77 still in the mix, 23, 49. Huge wreck as that started to unfold. You kind of saw it happening. Hank Caston's still up in the mix right there. So we're going to take a look and see what happened as soon as I have the replay available. There was so much going on. It's taken just a second for everything to keep up. New fastest lap of the session, JP Smith, 44.947. Take a look at what happened to Evan Keese right here. As the 3 kind of gets into him just a little bit. Shoves him off the track. The 3 comes back up the track. Let's take a look at what else is up there. There is there's just so much going on right there that the game was having a hard time trying to keep up just a little bit there. So apologize about not being able to grab that, but huge wreck on the backstretch. And we're going to go back to live racing, and we're going to catch back up with our leaders as you see how many cars are on the Evan Keese on pit road. 42 is on pit road. The 28, 34, everybody there trying to get their damage fixed. As Anthony Thitchner in the 23 is your leader currently, with the 49 of Andrew Bird. Hank Caston has scored third. The 88 of Steven Evasius is scored fourth, and the 77 Mac Nelson in fifth. So it looks like out of that, there were 12 drivers caught up in all of that. Eric Whitson, Anthony Thitchner, Evan Keese. Let me take that back. I'm sorry. Casey Knight and Ben Carver. Isaac Singleton was at Pablone in that number 3, who was running really well up there. C.J. Anderson. Everybody kind of just got caught up into it. So Cody Cox was caught up in there. Byron Bartlett, Mason Yost. Exciting racing still going on right here at Virtual Daytona with the No Limit Racing ARCA series. Let's see if we can dial up that 23 real quick. we do not have his driver channel. So let's see. Let's dial up Mac Nelson. That'll be the guy that we do. So we were riding along just a little bit ago with the number 77 of Mac Nelson. Mac, do you have me out there, buddy?
Yeah. What's up, man?
Hey, you've got a lot of fans on here on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. They're all going insane, saying 77, come on up, and congratulations. You dodged a bullet there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I really don't know how I did. I just said I'd rather ride the wall than be out of the race, so I just attached to the wall, because in these cars, you get on the wall and you're not going anywhere. So I just attached to the wall, and hopefully that right side damage doesn't mess me up when it comes to the actual race.
Well, it doesn't seem to be too bad looking at your car right now. We're riding along with you. So it looks like you got an additional spotter. Everybody's out there cheering for you. We got Vex on Twitch. She's he or she is just jumping for joy. So you got some popularity things going on there, buddy.
Yeah.
You're about to go back to Green Flag Racing here very soon. We'll keep up the good work, and you're up to 5th now, and we'll see what happens as we keep going.
Thank you for bringing me in here. Thanks for all the support, and just a quick shout out to Team Dragon and Juggernaut Energy.
Fantastic. We appreciate you.
Thank you, sir.
You too. Mac Nelson right there, up to 5th position after dodging a huge bullet. So the way it looks right now, let's take a look at how everything is scored. Number 8 of Michael Hackett's going to be your race leader currently. At least that's how it's scoring it, wherever that 21 is. So as everything updates real quick, the inside line is going to be the Anthony Thitchner. The 8, I do not see him up there. I don't know how that's scored. Andrew Bird's going to be on the outside line. The number 5, Hank Caston, inside position 3. The 88 of Steve Evasius is going to be your 4th position. Of course, Mac Nelson in that 77 right there. He is 5th. Top 5 so far for him, as the 23 gets a nice little jump with Hank Caston right behind him. As the 49 and the 88 try to put a little pressure as they start pulling away from the field, and it does look like a little bit of that damage is getting to the 77 as they try to, as the gap from the leader starts to increase just a little bit as they try to get back up to speed. 77 choosing not to go to pit road, but with only 7 laps to go, every position counts. 23 and a 5 have a better inside line. Trying to get a little push from the 88 is the 49. Side-by-side racing, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. Sitchner going to be your leader so far off of that. Everything's telling me that Michael Hackett is our leader, but he is nowhere to be found up there. So I don't know what's going on. Even iRacing is telling me that. So I apologize about the overlays not being correct. But the 23 is still your leader, Anthony Fishner, number 5, on his tail with the 49 right there of Andrew Bird, has the 88 of Steve Evasius right behind him. Get a look at the overhead real quick as we continue to run green. 46 laps to 47 laps. underway. The 47th lap underway. 5 laps to go right here at Virtual Daytona. No Limit Racing. ARCA series has been an interesting one, to say the least. Side-by-side racing, side drafting with the 23 and the 49 as they are right neck and neck coming to the line. They'll score the 49 as the race leader. There's Michael Hackett right there. Now back on the track, scoring him as the race leader as everything updates. He must have had some issues with his internet. Not quite sure what happened there, so let's get back up to the front real quick with our race leaders as you now start to see everything unfold as that 77 starts to fall back to 10th position, willing everybody to go forward. 45 is going to be your first car in that pack. The 24 starts to try to go to the outside with the 49 or the 40, I'm sorry, the 46 right behind him. Let's catch back up to our leaders real quick as we are about to have some interesting things happening with the 49 and the 88 up top by themselves. Sometimes things work and sometimes things don't, so I apologize about that as you now see everybody settle in. And now another caution with 3 laps to go, so you're going to get your first attempt at a green-white checker as everybody kind of just boggles in and out. Those big wrecks happen. Some things work and some things don't. Pace truck is out, so everybody's going to have to come back around to meet the pace truck and check up there. The session is yellow currently. So an opportunity for some of these drivers to get into pit road one more time if they've got a little extra damage they need to get taken care of. Let's try to go back and take a look at what happened there. Nothing doing. Trying to find the replays there, guys. The game, the simulator's letting me know that there is replays, but it's not letting me get to everybody. So we're going to catch up with our race leader in just a moment. Michael Hackett being scored the race leader still, but that is not the case, I don't think. As he meets up with the pay truck, it actually does look like that is going to be your race leader currently right now, as 13 is in and out there just a little bit. So we'll get everything updated as everybody comes off pit road. We try to keep everything in line, but that was just confusing a little bit there. So I apologize about that. As 13 is going to be your free lap car, your lucky dog, and let's see who gets another free pass. Is number 6. And the 23. A little damage from a car kind of driving down on the bottom. So everybody hits the line following the pace truck. Let's dial up Michael Hackett in the number 8. So interesting race going on so far. We're riding along with Michael Hackett. Michael, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's going good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. This is Jason up here in the broadcast booth. I just wanted to give a quick shout out. Now you're in the lead, buddy.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I think iRacing kind of screwed up.
I think so too. But we were riding along with the 49. I was like, oh, it's scoring Michael Hackett as the leader right now. So
Yeah, I was mid-pack, and then something happened, and then it put me up to the lead. So it is what it is.
yeah, something happened with it, but it can't always be perfect. But at least you get an opportunity to race for the win.
Nope, there we go. There's the EOL.
Now you got the EOL, so now you got to the end of the line. But I wanted to give a shout out. You were actually doing pretty well. So big ol' high five for you. But give it your best on the last 3 laps, okay?
I'll try to make it go 3 wide.
That's the only way you can win, right?
Have a good one.
You too. Appreciate you.
Yeah, bye.
Michael Hackett right there doing a great job of following the rules right there. So as things are working themselves out, as Mr. Hackett was scored the race leader somehow, some way, some form of fashion, that puts us back to Andrew Bird as your race leader in that number 49. Let's dial up your race leader and see what he's going to do for the next few laps. Still don't have Mr. Bird up here, so I'll apologize about that. Okay, as things line out currently, it'll be Andrew Bird on the inside line with Steve Evasius on the outside in number 88. The 23 of Anthony Fisher with Hank Caston in number 5. As the number 6 gets another free pass. Then Casey Gilchrist in the 26 is going to be your first car inside line, 3rd row. And Evan Casey in the 46 brings himself back up there to 7th position. 6th position, I apologize about that. I'm reading relatives on something that isn't right because of how now the simulator is scoring Brian Bartlett as the race leader. As the 49 and 88 will be your cars on the front row when we go back to green in just a moment. Here at Virtual Daytona. Interesting race so far. Several cautions. Still quite a few cars on the lead lap. I'm counting 17 cars on the lead lap. First car that's 1 lap down is Isaac Singleton in the 34. And Mac Nelson is off track now, getting some repairs. So couldn't quite hang up, but still. Tough race for him. Still a lot of fans, so make sure you continue to check out our streams because I tell you what, he'll be back and there'll be another race, another opportunity for him to win. 74 has some fans out there as well. Pace truck is off. We've got a green-white checker getting ready to get underway as we are back to green flag racing. 49 inside, 88 outside, 23 inside, 5 with Hank Caston on the outside, giving a push to the 88. 3 laps to go as we are still underway side by side racing. These guys are going to want it. You know they're going to make a move. They may not make it this lap, but they're going to make it very soon as you're going to see a lot of side drafting and getting very close to the members of the 46. Gets right up to the back of the 23 inches apart as they have a 3 car tandem right on the inside line as 88 tries to side drive 23. Get him a little bit of extra pressure with the 5 of Hank Caston trying to push, wanting somebody to make a mistake. The 74 right there in the mix with the 26. Don't count any of these drivers out. I've seen great things happen on the last lap, and I've seen terrible things happen on the last lap. You can't always win it on the first lap, but you can for sure win it on the last lap. As a 1, 2, 3, and 4 are right there, you're going to see with 2 laps to go, the 49 of Andrew Bird is trying to get that car as fast as he can around that low line, and the 88 is right there with Hank Caston. These super speedways are nerve-wracking as the 74 dives to the inside of the 46, trying to gain that a little extra momentum, a little extra speed as they come to the white flag with 1 to go right here from virtual Daytona. Those top 7 right there, don't count any of them out as they are side-by-side racing. The 23 wants it, the 5 wants it. You know they're going to try to will them in front of him as the 49 gains a little extra momentum on the backstretch with the 88 side-by-side, nose-to-nose as the 49 and 88 are getting nice pushes and nice drive lines as the 74 and the 46 tuck underneath that low line. The 26, I'm sorry, the 46 up on the high line. 88's going to drop back into place, and the 23 is going to make move to the outside. Everybody wants it. Who's going to take it? They're going to make it 3 wide as they come to the front stretch, and they're going to score. Anthony Bird is the winner right here in that number 49. Congratulations to our winner, Anthony Bird, for winning the session, the 52 laps of virtual Daytona with No Limit Racing on the ARCA series. Very, very good racing. Very eventful. A lot of things to take away from it. A lot of things to work on for other drivers. But we are going to be back to full-on racing. Season starts week 1 next week, May 18th. To find out schedules and more information about the No Limit Racing series, go to nolimitracing.net. To check out all the information. You get a nice little burnout across the Daytona sign from the number 49. Remember to give a like, subscribe, and share on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Make sure you hit that donate button down there to donate to a good cause. And of course and always, this is Jason with the No Limit Racing ARCA series right here from Daytona, and I believe our first race next week is a very long one, but I believe we're back at Daytona again. It's going to be our version of the Daytona 500, but for the ARCA series with No Limit Racing. So for all of us up in the broadcast booth and all the people that helped put this on together, we thank you for watching, and we will see you next time.